Friday night at Brandon Theaters watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Gotta say, I love it when directors get to do the first movie and the second movie because it's almost like you're getting to still stay in their sandbox of how they want everything to play out and be contrived. This is the first Marvel movie that I cried in. Yep, I cried in. This movie not only is a sequel, but it tackles an emotional depth that I don't think the other ones either know how to do or don't know how to get down in there deep. This one, it's taken everything you've known and learned from the first one. All these characters, like, okay, here we go. Now we can have fun with them because we've already laid out all the backstory. Bam! We're already the Guardians. Bam! We're saving the day. But now we're going to start peeling back those layers on these characters, and we're going to start seeing more stuff on them that you wanted to see. Like, I need to see that, I want to know that. And you get it, and then it's just like, man, like A is to B is to C, which I can't tell you because it'll spoil it and I'm not going to do that. Everything about the movie, phenomenal. There are so many one-shot takes, like where the camera, no cuts, especially the beginning. I love when they do that. Absolutely love it. Baby Groot totally steals the show. Everything he does, whether it be silly or not silly or him just being sad, you're just kind of like, oh, Groot. Drax. Dude is crazy. Like, even in the preview when you see him, like, jump up into the giant monster and he's laughing about it, like, that is his character, like, the entire time. But you still get those moments of wisdom or those moments of, he's still a charismatic person, but he's still Drax. Yes, they still keep that whole certain thing Star-Lord does is weird to everybody else because they're like, what? And they kind of point out, you know, Earthlings and Earth people have a lot of hang-ups, which is very true.
I mean, you knew going into this movie it was going to be fantastic. So the Marvel movies, for the most part, has been just amazing pieces of cinema. I've loved pretty much every one of them. And I knew going into this movie I was going to like it. The first movie was fantastic. You know they're just going to do more of the same. The lighthearted Marvel humor works perfectly with this group of heroes. I just a little concerned about the villain they chose, not knowing who it was when I went into the movie. This movie was a bit different than the first one. Not in a bad way. While the first one was initial character development and then action, this one, while it had action points, was a whole lot of question answering. You start the movie out and like in the first, I want to say 15 minutes, they're nailing you with answers to questions from the first movie. And it just continues to unveil like the second layer of this story and then the third layer of this story. And then a layer you didn't even know was there over on the right. It just keeps bringing more information into it. It's like what people that watch Lost wanted them to do, and they never did, answer all the questions. And I feel that there was a real risk of making this movie seem slow. And I don't feel that it did. I feel even though, in a way, it was a lot of information dump, especially in some scenes. Some scenes are definitely talking heads information dump. You're so into the characters, and you're so into what they're learning, and wanting to understand what's going on, that it doesn't slow the movie down. You don't find yourself bored. At least I did not.
One of the best sequels I've seen of any movie since Speed 2 Cruise Control. As far as Marvel movies go, this one had the most emotional depth I've ever seen of all the Marvel films. I was a bit surprised by that. Pacing was great. Action was there. This was not a better sequel in terms of overallness, but the character development was definitely a notch higher than the previous film. I got a little teary-eyed in a couple of spots, and that never happens to me for Marvel films. I'm emotionally detached from Marvel, except when I get excited and happy.
I'm gonna have to say I felt the music was kind of a little bit missed. The songs in the first movie were way more like, you know, grabby and nabby, to where these ones were kind of few and far between. And then I really was wanting more of the Guardian theme. I got it throughout the movie, but I wanted it a little more heavy. I know what I like and what I wanted from the first one, so I wanted more of that. But still, the emotional depth, I can't get over that. I cannot. Movie is absolutely not boring. It's a 2-hour and 15-minute movie. It doesn't even feel like that. Even when they have slow parts, they're not even really that slow because you're still getting a lot of information. You're getting a lot of things you need to know, not know, but you're gonna know. And when they do have their action scenes, again, they're gorgeous, they're amazing. And then it leads me to think, just because this is a Marvel property, and they obviously did it first so it worked, like, could anything else do the same type of thing space-wise and use, like, oldie songs and kind of make it feel like a 70s, 80s thing and it still be pulled off? Don't know.
The character development's fantastic. I want to know more about these characters. That's why I came to see a sequel, and they do not skimp on the information. You learn pretty much everything you wanted to know about all the Guardians and some of the villains from the first movie. I mean, they just dump it all on you. And I think that's fantastic. The movie is very emotional. I did not see that coming. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that cries in every movie, so is it too happy? Well, I got a tear in my eye. Is it too sad? Well, I got tears in my eyes. I'm just that guy. But yeah, this one hit me really hard. It's very well done. You care so much about these characters that when something happens it's emotional, it's going to be like a gut punch. But the movie overall is super fun, super happy, high energy. Just like you would expect from a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Nothing about the visual effects of this movie struck me as being fake looking. Everything was awesome. The movie begins, when the title appears, it's all one long shot with Baby Groot and a few other things going on all in one shot. I always found those kind of shots to be amazing. It went on for a pretty long time. I can't imagine how long it took for the CGI artists to render this footage, especially if it's in 4 or 5K resolution. Shot digitally, not 35mm film. I believe the last one was shot 35mm. The music, I didn't hear any new themes that stuck out to me. I heard the original Guardians of the Galaxy theme from the previous film, which is always awesome to hear, especially in the opening sequence. I'm not too familiar with 80s music, so I wasn't like, oh, I know that song or I know this song. And honestly, the songs that they used didn't stick out to me quite as much as the first movie. The opening song that they used for the main title sequence in the first one stuck out to me because, Quill is addicted to space rats, and that was always memorable. The opening to the first movie was much funnier, but the second one, more visually awesome. Kurt Russell, it's nice to see him back in an action film. He did a marvelous job, very dynamic character, very in-depth as Quill's father. Michael Rooker coming back as Yondu, I gotta tell you, he gets his share of body count. Massive body count. One of the funniest scenes in the entire movie. There were a lot of funny scenes in this movie. I laughed a lot. There were a lot more laughs in this movie than the previous one. I'll give it that.
I'm going to give the movie a 10 out of 10. What little complaints I had, honestly, they're not like, oh my god, it's going to ruin the movie. It doesn't. They're just the little things in movies that, kind of But the movie is just, it's a wonderment. It's wow. Everything you're seeing there, the colors, it's so colorful. If you get a chance to see it in 3D, I would recommend that. I think with the colors and some of the shots that you see. Also, on a side note, I really think Disney's letting this push their envelope. My god, dude. There are some major dark themes in this movie. Really dark. You're kind of like, I get it, people die in Disney movies. It's not like it's unheard of. But then this one's kind of like, we're going to take that and put it to 11.
I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I'm not as big of a Marvel fan as you guys.
Did you
I'll
like
explain.
the movie?
Let me explain. The reason I don't give it an extra half a perfect score to the 10, because I'm emotionally attached individual. I only got a little bit of a tickle in my nose on the verge of being emotional during the emotional scenes. I don't cry during movies. I'm a cold guy. What can I say? A 9.5 for everything else. Big improvement.
It was neat, it was grander in scale, it had a reason and a point, and an emotional attachment to the characters, and I really enjoyed that. The after credit scenes, every one of them were great, but the third one had me squealing in my seat. So if you are someone that knows the Marvel Universe, stay for all of them. They're all fantastic. There's 5 of them. Yeah, 5 after credit scenes. And the point the movie ends, after the credits, there are 5 scenes. And the third one being the coolest and probably most impactful. I think the theme of this movie is it delivers. What you want a sequel of the Guardians of the Galaxy to give you, this is going to give you. Answers, laughter, humor, character development, a good, larger-than-life villain. I mean, it gives you everything. It is a whole picture. This movie is absolutely, without question, a 10 out of 10.
Question for you this week, because Marvel is rounding out those stones for the gauntlet. What is your favorite stone? What is your favorite Infinity Stone? Go ahead and shoot that down there. What is it and why? I want to know. Go ahead and like this video and favorite it. Hit that subscribe button. By doing that, you get more reviews like this, plus throwback reviews, unboxing videos, other shenanigans we're doing the daily and weekly. And remember, guys, you heard it here at The Source.